Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're having a great day. This is a reading on the Karen Reed retrial or second trial, depending on how you view it. Oh my goodness, you guys, what a case this is. I was watching the trial live on a channel that had like 52 some odd thousand people in the chat watching this case. It's crazy to me. Anyway, I want to do a couple of videos. One is going to be on this video is going to be on the Commonwealth's case in chief. It is reported that they are very close to resting their case in chief, and then the defense will begin their case in chief. And so I want to do a reading on the sort of overall feeling of the Commonwealth's case. And then I want to do another video, which will be on certain witnesses that we have not heard from in the second trial that we heard from in the first trial. And these are names that this jury in the second trial have heard, like former Trooper Proctor, the homeowner of 34 Fairview, Brian Albert, the person that Karen was texting with, Higgins. We seen that video of him going all around the Canton Police Department after he left 34 Fairview on the 29th of January 2022. Yeah, we watched that video in this trial. So a quick recap. Court only lasted 3 days this week, or last week, I should say, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. In its totality, it seems like not anything earth-shattering happened. However, there were some firework moments. We had the judge address the jury one of the mornings. She cleared the courtroom and interviewed each of the jurors individually with counsel at sidebar. Nobody really knows what that's about. However, she did give us a hint later on that day when she gives the instructions to the jury. Don't speak to anyone, don't talk amongst yourselves, don't check social media. She emphasized the communication between themselves, so jury members can't talk to jury members about this case. And she also said, if other people try to talk to you, which was a bit of a hint. Now, it is reported that all of the 18 jurors returned, so no jury members have been let go, which is a good sign. But yeah, so we don't know any more than that. There was the Commonwealth's witness, which is a digital forensic analysis person who was literally destroyed, in my opinion, on cross-examination by the defense in terms of his credibility. There's big debates going on online, apparently, about whether people thought that was impactful. And the good news is that people online's opinions don't matter. The only people whose opinions matter in this case are the people that will be deliberating in the jury. Those 12 individuals' opinion matters. And, does it matter to you if someone misrepresents their credentials Would you believe them? That's really what's at stake here. So, those were kind of the highlights for me this week. Now, court resumes on Tuesday. And as I said, it's looking like the Commonwealth's case in chief is about to end, and then the defense will start. So I think we will be on day 21 when court resumes. So I want to do a reading. Temperance has jumped out of the deck. Balance, control, moderation. I want to do a reading on the Commonwealth's case. So 7 cards, and we will take it from there. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Here we go. So the first card has popped out. This is the inversion tarot that I'm using. We've got the sun coming out. I'll flip that over. Page of Swords. Temperance has shown up again. Lots of energy in these cards. We've got the Three of Cups, the King of Swords. And we need just one more, please, Spirit. Thank you. And the King of Wands. So, here is the spread that I have come up with the help of AI. So the first card is the foundation of the Commonwealth's case. So their overall strategy, their efforts, any tools, like the clips that they're playing of Karen from different interviews or evidence that they've presented, their skill, their just their ability overall to present a case, right? We've got the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is about feeling battle weary. It's about being resilient but resistant. It's about being determined but slightly defeated. And oftentimes you will see it depicted with someone who is, got like torn clothes and guardrails around them. So there is this element of trying to protect, like with boundaries or guardrails, feeling tired and slightly depleted in energy, but committed to getting the job done. It's a really interesting way of looking at it. If you listen to lawyers online on YouTube, there are many of them are saying that they don't understand why this case was brought to trial in the first trial, never mind in the second trial. They don't seem to agree that there was enough evidence in terms of the investigation in this case being done so poorly to feel confident to try this case, as a footnote. So the next card is the prosecution or the Commonwealth's strengths. So this is highlighting their perceived strong points, right? Where the prosecution or the Commonwealth believe that they have established clear and concise evidence that points to the defendant's guilt, right? Their most compelling evidence, right? We've got the Sun card. And that's really telling to me because on the surface, if they're trying it a second time, that implies that they believe in their case. And as I just said a moment ago, there's many lawyers online who are saying that, because the investigation was so bad, they would not try this case. They've also said, and I will add this, that it is a district attorney's right to, no, I'm not doing this. They can refuse a case. So it's interesting that the sun has come out. The sun is a yes card. The sun is, joy and blessings and full illumination. And it appears that the Commonwealth is not afraid to highlight what the public views as a poor investigation. So they're not afraid of that. They think that they are sitting in the driver's seat, right? That's an interesting clue, I think, in the big question that most people that follow this case or are following this case are asking themselves, like, why? How? Because they believe it. Third card is the Page of Swords. This is the prosecution's weakness or their omissions, right? So what they might be hiding, what they might be leaving kind of like open, not really tying it up, if you will, right? Evident or areas where their evidence is less than concrete, or where doubt could be sown in the eyes of the jury. And it's important to remember, because when you are involved in these cases, when you're watching these trials, if you are a crime junkie like I am, it's difficult to remember that our thoughts and opinions don't really matter. It's the jury's thoughts and opinions that matter. And we have the ability to look into a case and watch things on replay, or, zoom in on a photograph or on evidence, or hear all of the conspiracy theories. The jury hears this information one time and one time only, right? All they have to go by is the notes that they've taken. And this is a long trial. As I said in the beginning, we're going into day 21, and we're not even halfway through yet, or potentially just halfway through, right? So prosecution's weakness or missions, we have the Page of Swords. And that's telling as well, because the Page of Swords is about the truth of the matter, right? It's about communication, and they are leaving out facts, names, witnesses, as I said. I just heard or watched a video this morning where a lawyer that I follow on YouTube said that they wonder if some of the jurors think that some of these witnesses are deceased, because they keep hearing their names, and it implies that they were, there, or they were involved or something, but like they've never heard from them, they've never seen them. And so the Commonwealth is aware that there are some holes, but we still have this. They still believe in their case. They are still very determined. It feels like blinders, like tunnel vision to me. The next card is the defense's strategy or response. So like their cross-examination, right? So how has the defense been able to counter in their cross-examination of the Commonwealth's witnesses? How have they been able to bring out the information that they need? How have they been able to extract that from the witnesses? Have they been cunning? Have they been evasive? Have they been deceptive? Have they been, sort of like dramatic? We've got the Temperance card. This is awesome card for the defense. If I was a defense attorney in a really important, impactful case, as I believe this case is, because the eyes of the world are watching it, this is a great card for the defense. Temperance, control, moderation, balance. They are skilled attorneys, and they are sort of masters of their craft, and they are sort of interpreting or intuiting, I will say, each witness, each piece of information that they want to extract. They are going with the flow, but also very conscious of their strategy. The next card is the impact on the defendant. So this card is showing us, the accused sort of state of mind, their position in the trial at this moment. How is she feeling? And I love this for Karen. The Three of Cups. I often equate the Three of Cups as like lunch with your besties. It's like coming home from a hard day's work and your kiddos are there or your animals are there, and they're jumping all over you and smothering you with hugs and kisses and look at what I drew for you at school today, or Mom, I did a load of laundry, or I started supper. It's like that kind of feeling where like your troubles sort of melt away, right? It is being embraced, being surrounded by things that you care about, things that make you happy. And so this to me implies that she is in a good place because she believes that the people that are supporting her are really lifting her up. That's the energy that she is embracing, and I love that for her. Our next card is the jury's current perceptions or sentiment. So the general atmosphere or the potential leaning of the jury, right? Where are they at in their thinking, in their understanding of the facts that they have heard so far? And we've got the King of Swords. There is an authoritative kind of feeling with the King of Swords. This is someone who stands in truth, who wants the facts, right? Analyze the facts. There is a strategy. And I think what this card is pointing towards is like the jury sees this for what it is, and they are trying to do a good job in, sort of focusing on the important parts, the things that matter. So in terms of what I said about the last witness, not the last witness, the digital forensic witness who was basically, his credibility was put on blast by the defense. The jury is paying close attention. They're dotting their I's and crossing their T's. They're weighing things up. They're really standing in that authority of truthfulness and logic, right? And being very analytical about it. And I love that for the jury. I would go so far as to say the jury sees this for what it is. Our last card is the immediate future, the next phase. So this is the dominant energy or the outcome of this phase of the trial. So if we're moving into the defense's case, right, it could, like, how's it going? Like, where are we at on a scale of 1 to 10 kind of vibe? We've got the Queen of Wands. Or, sorry, not the Queen, the King of Wands. It's interesting that we have two kings showing up, right? So this is how the jury is feeling, and this is sort of the stage that we're at. And the King of Wands is charismatic and is passionate and great communicator. And what's interesting to me is, if you believe some of the theories that we've heard online, the fancy LA lawyer, i.e. Alan Jackson, one of the defense attorneys, right? In all of the TV shows that we watch online, there's the lawyer that like walks in from another place and sort of just their charisma kind of like takes over. That's what this card is speaking to us about. So the next phase of this trial is going to be the dynamicism, if that's even a word or a term, of the defense. It is their opportunity to sprinkle a little charisma on the proceedings in terms of presenting a case to the best of their ability to prove to the jury that there is reasonable doubt in this case. And if I were the defendant, that is what I would want my team to do. Now, the card on the bottom of the deck, some readers read this, some readers don't. I view this card as like the overlying energy of this whole thing. And so we have, whoops, that was anticlimactic, wasn't it? We have the Two of Wands. This is making plans. This is strategy, right? And I suppose when you put on a case, a trial, there is a plan. There's a plan on the Commonwealth side to get a conviction, and there's a plan on the defense's side to get a not guilty verdict. So both of them going in, presenting a strategy. What an interesting reading as we reach this sort of stage of the case. I'm telling you, it is a wild case, friends. So we will continue to watch it. and be on the lookout for that next video, which is going to talk about the witnesses' names that the jury has heard, but we have not been able to put a face to yet. Thank you so much for joining me, and until we see each other again, I wish you many blessings. Bye for now.